Hello. Welcome to Wellness Lady TV. I'm Carla Clayton, your host. I'm the Wellness Lady, and I help busy professionals create a healthier life, home, and business one step at a time. Today, my guest is Patrick Williams of Williams Insurance Services. And before we dive into your story and what you do, what does wellness mean to you?
That's a good question. I think wellness is just an overall thing, exercise, diet, making sure that you're just doing everything you need to do to stay healthy.
Okay. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So I thought it would be a good time now to let our audience know how we know each other and how we met. I like to do that when I do the show. So ours is kind of a unique situation. We were out ballroom dancing, taking lessons, ballroom dancing, and that's how we met. Yes. And we've been dating ever since. And so that's been about.
Plug for Julie, First Dance Studio.
Yes.
66.
That's correct. That's right. Okay. So let's dive into your business. Tell us a little bit about your business, how you got started in it, and what you did.
Oh, okay. Well, it's very simple. I specialize in term life insurance coverage for individuals and businesses. And I started at a very young age out of college and met a very interesting man that brought me into the business and trained me in Canada. And 25 years ago, I moved here to Florida and started my own business. And with marketing, meet business owners and provide them with not only personal insurance, but life insurance for them, their family, and business needs.
And that's why I thought you'd be a great guest for our show, because a lot of my audience are small business owners. And we talk a lot about leaving a legacy and protecting our legacy. So where does life insurance fit in?
Right. Well, it's running a small business is very difficult than a large corporation. It's a family. And quite often you'll have one of the family, if they have more than one child, working alongside of the parent, and if anything were to happen, all those years that they've worked with the family, and then the father or mother or both or whatever pass away, you have a situation where the son or daughter that's running the business is expected to continue running it, but what do? Do they have now partners, their siblings? It'd be kind of hard to run because that wasn't the way it was. And if they give the business to the son or daughter that was working there, well, with a family, this is no different than when they were kids. It's like, that's not fair because, well, he gets a $500,000 business and we got nothing, or whatever. It didn't seem fair. So to simplify that, a lot of business owners buy a policy that will make sure that everybody is treated fairly financially, and so they'll be looked well upon after they're gone.
Right.
They think about that. Yeah.
Yes. And I also am thinking about, what about if you have business partners? Is that similar situation?
Yeah, and that's why I do a lot of my businesses with owners, because there's more than just your just personal life insurance. You want to make sure if something happens to you, your family's looked after. If you have young children or whatever the situation. But going beyond that, businesses for where you have partners, something happens to one, well, now you're partners with his spouse, and they're expecting to continue getting paid just as like before, but now you don't have your business partner. So they buy-sell agreements that they make up an agreement with their lawyers, drop an agreement where if something happens, the insurance proceeds buys out the deceased partner's family, and the remaining partner or partners continue on the business, and they don't have that financial liability of trying to support a partner that's gone, his family's gone. So it's a biggie. Not everybody thinks about it, but the ones that do, we shop and find them the best prices for that, and whatever fits their budget.
Okay, awesome. So talking about families as well, can you talk a little bit about why would a stay-at-home mom need life insurance? Why should she be covered?
Right. Well, that's a good question, because if something did happen, and it's awful to try and break things down to monetary. I mean, it's family, but the reality is, if something happens to a stay-at-home mom, she's providing benefits that the spouse, he or she, would now have to go out and outsource, and that's expensive. Daycares, nannies, whatever it is. So if that were several thousand or $15,000 or $20,000 a year, you could amortize that out to be a face amount that you would need to buy an insurance policy to cover.
Right, because you don't want to leave that hardship if anything were to happen like that.
It's a terrible time, and I deal with claims every year. We have claims because they have thousands of policyholders, and so it's a reality. And people don't think they're ever going to die, but people do. And when that happens, it's a terrible time. So to be also worried about your finances is just adding misery to a terrible situation.
So it really is a gift that you leave your family to do some financial planning and to make these arrangements so that you don't add additional burden to your family. So that leads me to the next question, which is, Patrick, why do you think people don't buy life insurance when they know they should do this?
Right. Well, one is people think, we all think we're immortal. We're never going to die. So that's probably the main reason. You just don't think about it, or don't think it's ever going to happen to you. Mm-hmm. The other is, a lot of people think it's expensive, and all I do is specialize in life insurance. So I have a lot of carriers that I work with, and regardless of a person's situation, we try and fit the budget for the amount of coverage that they're going to get. So we don't want to make them insurance poor, but end up with a product and the amount that they might want. And so that's all we do, as opposed to financial planners, which is like your general physician. They can deal with everything, but they don't deal specifically with one thing. We only just look at life insurance. We have the companies to shop and get the right prices. And
so you work with a lot of different carriers?
Yes, many. You want me to list some companies or what?
No, that's
but they're all top-rated carriers.
There's right. And then 30. You work in how many states?
I'm licensed in all states except Alaska. Okay. Don't have a desire to go up there. No, I deal with most people on the phone, over the phone, with internet, emails, and courier and stuff like that.
So, what does it cost to get a quote? If somebody's just curious, hey, what would it?
Hey, we're happy to give quotes all day long. It doesn't cost anything, no obligation. We'll do the work for you. Even if you apply for insurance and don't get what you feel that was what you wanted, because not everybody wants the super duper rate that you see advertised on the internet, and we have all the internet pricing. But the reality is, you apply and they say, well, you got high blood pressure, you got cholesterol, you're a little overweight, this, your family history, even if it had nothing to do with you, your parent had cancer and died before 65, they hold it against you. So applying is a real maze to go through. Just getting a quote is a start. But we work with the companies, and we have companies that are great for, if you do have issues, and it's so many different issues medically, as you know, out there. Mm-hmm. So everybody's got to have something. So navigating that and finding the company that works well with those customers.
And I know you're actually very good at helping people that maybe think they're not insurable. I've heard that you are very good at getting people insured, because you really know that you've been in the business over 40 years. So you know which carriers.
Right. And just because you've been declined by a company doesn't mean you're not going to get approved. I often relate it to business owners. Well, you went to apply it for a bank loan, but they didn't approve you, but you go to ABC Bank and they do approve you. So you just, if you've been declined, doesn't mean you will be able to get it, but there are companies that are tolerant more in, if you had cardiac history, if you had cancer history. So yeah, it's a process, but and it's not a quick one. So we sometimes work a long time to find the right policy, right company for the right customers.
Anyway, we get it right.
We get it right.
That's
right
the
price.
Important thing. So I really wasn't planning on going here, but as I was listening to you talk about, getting rated and having to pay a higher rate because you have health conditions or a family history, I'm thinking about Well, that's, one of the things that I do is help people be well. And I
Right.
know you and I've worked before with
Yeah,
clients
and telling
who
them.
were rated and referred to a health coach or to make some
Right.
lifestyle changes.
Makes a difference.
That can make a difference in
Right.
the
We've had
rates.
that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
getting from, a preferred into a preferred select, which is like the best rate class. And it can be just a few details that you need, a few numbers you need to get improved on your blood test results. And that's where you come in.
That's my specialty.
I do refer those cases to Carla if they wish to work with her, and then it's a benefit for them, not just for the life insurance, but overall health.
Right. Excellent. So I want to ask you, you're a busy professional. You work, you're working hard, you're very busy with your life. Let me ask you, how do you fit wellness into your day? Like what are the most important things that you do to take care of you?
I usually start out, this changed up this coming down here to visit, but I usually go either running or work out in the morning when I get up. And then before I start work, I usually, you can call it meditation. I do usually a daily reading that's, positive information to get you on the right track for the day before you open up the computer and see everything that jumps at you and you're kind of prepared for it. So that's my start, and take my Shaklee supplements, and it helps me out. And
so do you have any product favorites that I've recommended to you?
Yeah. Oh, Carla, I've got lots. But the best ones, because I'm in business, it's stressful. And everything, day life is stressful. So the stress relief, I really like that. And the B complex, those are like absolute, gotta have those. And the energy chews are really great. Mid-afternoon, conk, you can get some energy with those. It's good. So
awesome.
That's just to name a couple, but they're all great. I take a lot of them.
He's a very good boyfriend.
Good customer.
That's right. So where can people find you online if they're just curious, maybe want to open up a conversation and find out what kind of
flash.
where can you be found?
My website is williamsins.com. Williams and INS, like short for insurance. So williamsins.com. On Pat at williamsins, my email.
Very good.
Or get a hold of Carla, she'll get a hold of me.
And you do have a Facebook page. I'll put a link in the show notes so that they can follow you on Facebook as well.
She's got me on tech debt.
I've been working on it. This is his first live show. So didn't he do great? Thank you so much for coming on the show. I know that I really put you on the spot.
Yeah.
And thank you for tuning into the show. I'd love to hear from you. Be sure to leave some comments, ask some questions below in my comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell notification so you get notified each time I go live or you get the replay. And subscribe to my channel, like my page, and please visit my website, wellnesslady.com. Thanks again for watching.